Conscious rap, trap music. Oh yeah. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do on tracks.
That's what you're supposed to do on trap songs, right? Check this out. Check this out.
But she gonna use the track to make conscious rap.
Yeah, I am.
She wanna use the track to make conscious rap.
Well, it's more like conscious trap. Track. Y'all can get up, clap your hands. Track. Yeah. I hope I don't disappoint you. I hope I don't disappoint Lauren by rapping on a track like this. Well, it's good to Miss L, always wanted to be like you, but right now I gotta reach these little kids, and they only wanna listen to this trap music, cause they tryna get their backs moving, and they really could care less about the lyrics, just as long as that song got that back, boom, back in it. Sometime I wish I could've sat down and talked with Nefertiti. Sometime I wonder if this game even know how bad it needs me, and I'm trying to make a change, but these rappers ain't worth the $5. I'm something like Nino, make them sit down. No pity from Brooklyn, no New Jacks in my city. Can't stop, won't stop like I'm signed to Diddy. Best I raised me, what up to Biggie. Every time I flow, Mark James on the Trizzy, they say we like that new school Tim and Missy. And we living, yeah, we on a mission to change what you're hearing on the radio and change the way you listen. And I been kicking wisdom, but I figure if I put it on the track beat, I can get your attention. Did I get it? Say it with me, y'all. Say it with the conscious track. That's it, y'all. That's it.
Sorry, Lauren.
That's an interlude off the EP. We working. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be hot. I think I'm gonna call it melanated. Don't hold me to that, but that's what we working on. Can I do a poem for y'all? My brother's in here. I'm not going to respond to that. Yeah, I know. I'm glad. All right, now yeah. I am the definition of a Brooklyn poet. Be trying to reach the center man, so I be needing some moaning and put the lyrics in my vein until my spirit gets free. I am the definition of a poet, I think. See, half the time, I don't know if I'm a poet or a rapper. And I guess I'm both, because both spirits dwell inside of me, but lately I've been depending on one side of me, because out of nowhere, like Charlie Parker, poetry has arisen and erupted something inside of me, showing me the better side of me. A realer side, a more vulnerable side, a side that cries, a side that, even at the age of 25, would still get upset when I thought about my childhood and remember my father's lies, because poetry is life. It's breathing words that have the power to change my day or alter my mood. You see, this spoken word thing is an art form that soothes my otherwise wild and loud spirit. And so after fighting it for so long and then hiding and disguising it in braggy rap songs, I have realized that I am simply just a poet. A little girl who puts words together like she was raised on a back porch in Ada, North Carolina, like her grandmother. Carried there on slave ships from Kenya like her ancestors. Escaping on the Underground Railroad like Harriet Tubman through Mississippi and ending up just like Brooklyn in New York City. Then taking the A train to the Harlem Renaissance and sitting down and talking with Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston and getting her hair did by none other than Madam C.J. Walker. I am a poet who loves the simple things that God created, like the colors, blue, yellow, purple, pink, and green. A poet who thinks of the civil rights movement on a daily basis just to keep herself and her peers from becoming complacent, inspired by her sister. Inspired by her aunties, inspired by her grandmothers, inspired by her own mama, who has given her the swagger, diction, and conviction of not only herself, but a little bit of Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama. I guess it's just a black woman thing. I'm a poet who looks forward to rainy, lazy days in her apartment under the covers watching movies like White Chicks and the entire series of Martin. Now, I know. Y'all thought I was going to say something deep like maybe Roots, and I like Roots too, but I'm a poet who loves to laugh and laugh and laugh until I cry, because you can't be deep or serious all the time. That's just not realistic. I'm a poet who knows that speaking like this does not make you any more of a poet. Doesn't really understand why we do that. A poet who knows that spoken word has the power to heal her generation and change the world as we know it, kind of like the power that hip-hop used to have. A poet who wishes she was rapping back when BDP told the hood it was headed for self-destruction and that a gold chain was not worth seeing a young black man die. A poet who wishes she was rapping back when Public Enemy fought the power and shot the video all up and through Bed-Stuy, the good old days of hip-hop. You see, hip-hop is just spoken word to a bass line. And if you listen closely, you can hear the cause and the cure in these modern-day rhymes. You see, I love hip-hop because at its best, it's life-changing. I would be from a tribe called Quest if I were native. But nowadays, hip-hop has become too commercial. These platinum-selling artists afraid to say anything too controversial, more concerned about dollar signs than the message they're sending, talking about sex, guns, and drugs while our babies are listening. Listen, I am trying to change the game. I'm trying to give these young girls rhymes that they can actually repeat, because when I rhyme with or without a beat, it's righteousness that I speak to keep young souls from burning in the pits of hell. I do this because I want to see righteousness prevail, and I know that it's amazing. I don't do it for my glory. Ever since Jesus walked, I got to tell my story, whether it's through hip-hop or poetry, as long as the message gets to the youth, because I know I have been responsibly grounded in all truth. I am a poet, inspired by ciphers in front of Bed-Stuy brownstone stoops and red hook benches. A poet inspired by MCs who knows that the only difference between real hip-hop and poetry is the beat. Thank you. Thank you.
When I say what's up, okay, next time over here.